Timmy and Lancelot in that case. But we still need to see the entire draft pick so we can actually know if this is the actual target that they're looking for, this is the actual objective for picking Suyo, or is there anything else? They picked Lapu Lapu. I think Ruby is out of the picks right now. I don't think any of the teams might pick Ruby. For the last pick, actually, they're going for Ruby. They're going for 3 Gatot Kacha, Ruby, and Lapu Lapu. So we don't have an actual gold laner who is a marksman. One of the heroes, either Ruby or Lapu Lapu, is going to be handling the gold lane in that case, which is, I believe, VERSO do not want to take risks of Homeboys picking Ruby in the end. So will this work out for them?
Look, for the blue side, the last pick, it's complete the puzzle. Like it was a missing piece. Now with Ruby, it's a complete puzzle. We will see a new scenario of the game, like 3 Ruby, Lapu Lapu, Lancelot, and 1 team.
Oh,
it's an interesting game.
Xborg.
Wow, Xborg. It's a common sense they choose because Xborg in the meta, and to be honest, I like the playstyle of the Xborg. During the game, like it gives you a comfortable things.
Yeah, actually what it seems right now is both teams are playing on the late game. It's going to be a long game because not much heroes can dish out damage in the early game for both teams. What do you think? Who has the upper hand in the draft pick?
Look,
who has the advantage of the new fights?
Okay, drafts are locked in for game 1, so everything is set. Let's send it over to our casters.
Thank you so much, panel. And nicely, we are seeing Suyu. Do you like seeing this hero at all? It's going to be up against a Lancelot against VRSO time, one of our favorites heading into this tournament. But yeah, Suyu. Do you like it?
Suyu? I don't, you know, I feel like there was a time when I would say I don't miss it, but it's been a while. He kind of fell out of the meta for a bit, you know, especially after technically that nerf that was warranted. I feel like there was just so much that Suyo could do that it was just too overpowered. But it's nice to see, fits in the current meta still. You know, other than that, oh whoa, I thought he was actually he didn't take that, right? Okay, he was just there. Very aggressive start on the Suyo, and that's one of the things you can do. You know, you can continue to be aggressive if you want to go into the enemy side of the jungle. But even so, it's still really good to be able to go toe-to-toe with someone like a Lancelot. And, you know, when you look at this lineup from VERSO time, oh, wait, he did take the orange. Because Xeno doesn't have it. So I guess he retried that.
Yeah, so he was able to do it.
All right, that's good.
Okay. Last time I was able to see a Malaysian team in the grand finals just recently. It was the Southeast Asian Games. We actually saw the Suyu being played twice by the Malaysian team. And first one, they almost won. The second one, they totally lost. And it was up against the Lancelot too, I mean, both games. I have a lot of reservations with the Suyu pick. Maybe Amal can prove us different, but personal time with this Lancelot, it's gonna be a good game day for them.
Yeah, there's already a delay here, though, too. Phantom Execution going to be used by Xeno, but no contest for the Turtle. This might be a bad fight for them to take. First blood, though, going in the hands of Izanami. They're trading it out 1 for 1 so far, but it's still going to go as Reza falls. Castle on the other side. Just bodies dropping on both sides. Oh! I thought he was going to take that, too, man. But luckily, Xeno secures his purple buff. And it's a trade across the board, but the Turtle goes to the hands of Homebois.
Yeah.
So it's still even, though, Wolf. Despite all that, because of those kills, VERSO time keeps things under control.
Yeah, much more manageable for Homeboy, especially because Amal has a distinct XP lead over this Lancelot. That's why they got the Turtle. But my oh my, I don't know if you've seen that, but Castle was able to take down a member of Homeboys through the wall just because of how much range there is with the first skill one. Yeah, that's skill. Can go through the wall.
A good kick here. Not sure what Daniel's going to be able to do. If he can actually get away from this, he can. Oh, Traction Pulse, nice block there. It doesn't follow through. An AOG too. Not going to catch Daniel with this one right now. Homeboys get some extra gold up there on that top, but it doesn't really convert to too much just yet. They're still going to go ahead and rotate into that next objective when it does come up here. One of the things that I was really impressed with by VERSO time, from their recent tournament all the way to their performance in group stages is, again, they are a team. Oh, I don't know if March is going to be able to survive this. He does flicker. Oh, last insanity from Mel Cutie. Will be able to pick up that kill, and that's why the panel mentioned too, hey, they love the export. I think a lot of people do. He's reintroduced into the meta. You can't deny the amount of pressure a Last Insanity ultimate can do.
Great start for Homeboys with this early game. They're winning all of their lanes. More specifically, that gold lane. The jungler is having so much fun, and Melkitty will secure War Axe very early into this. Export will now be able to activate it come the second turtle fight. If VERSO time will even oblige to fight here, because it seems like the positioning from Xeno kind of tells us that they are not even interested in taking this turtle. Homeboys are still fishing for kill.
Oh, VERSO March, he has the sustain. Because it's a Ruby, because you got the Brace Might emblem, because you're just the way it works. But they'll trade it though. Another turtle secured for Homeboys. A lot of attempt there down in that gold lane right now.
Daniel carrying on for the members of VERSO time are for some reason VERSO time are still leading by a significant amount of goals. 100 at this point. That tells you that the side lanes are doing okay despite the death on.
Oh, Daniel goes in with a kick, man, right for Xeno. Revitalize is going to be popped too. A defensive AOG on out by Boro. So they're just trying to not get picked off like that. Like we've said, the Cho has popped up so many times throughout our series of games here for the games of the future. Yeah. And we always say that. Well, if you can get the AOG out defensively and it's not used as offensive, plus the Revitalize, that's a bit of a win there for Homeboys right now.
Especially because they want to push the bottom lane. The fact that there's no AOG for this defense seems like VERSO time will not even try to defend this. They still are holding on to 800 gold as their lead. And Lapu Lapu Castle is getting gold up top as well by pushing the turret. And even when Homeboys are, it seems like they're doing the right moves here. VERSO time still finding some ways to eventually get back to the fight. In fact, Xeno has more than recovered when it comes to the farm. He's now level 9 Toriko with Amal.
I'm not sure if this is going to convert to much. A Landshaker able to get the stun on Daniel. He gets pulled though with the I'm Offended. A great pull once again from VERSO March. And that's what I was going to say earlier on when I was talking about VERSO Time's performance through Winter is Coming, the tournament before Games of the Future, and then their performance here through group stages now. They like to go ahead and play with these comfort picks. VERSO March on the Ruby, he's had a bunch of good games with this hero alone. Sometimes even single-handedly turning fights around, just because, again, you know how powerful an I'm Offended or just a Ruby combination can be for a team to set things up. And, you have Castle to help with that. There's a kick from Daniel, though. Able to force a fight again. Last man standing, able to get tons of stacks on VERSO March. He's gone. Kojic on the run. Xeno's going to be able to get a kill. The Turtle goes for a reset, and the Flying Clouds will bring Castle back to the fight. Kojic should be able to get away there. There's cutting him off from the re-entry, but looks like it's just going to go ahead and dissipate back to a reset. With Turtle still being up last from the game, Reza starts this up. Amal now joining this, they should be able to secure it just because, again, Xeno is down. As they do, Amal securing that 3 for 3 for the Turtles. But interestingly enough, Wolf, this entire time, despite all these Turtles going over to Homeboys, VERSO Time has maintained a bit of a lead.
Really what's interesting right now. In fact, Xeno is 4.6k compared to 4.7k of Amal. Did have the triple killing spree on top for Xeno. Xeno. Mind games coming up from Daniel. That was a sick move coming up from the kill. And Xeno will not die or anything, but the fact that they forced Phantom Execution with recalls out there, it's gonna make sense to the Homeboys. Yeah, we're down by 800 though, but we're fine.
Oh, but okay, he's not going to go and push the trigger a little bit more. Traction Pulse was thrown out, but nothing to follow through, and they'll just disengage. They don't really need to force anything with this while they wait for that lore to come up in about a minute here. So, if we look at Homeboys' lineup, then, you know, it's more so just going ahead and playing for that scaling that they're going to have, especially with Izanami on this Lunox. Man, I feel like every single time we have a Lunox pop up, that's the case. Nice kick, though, but it's Castle, his bravest fighter is on out. The last Insanity, though, is able to clean him up. And under the turn, Reza, hungry for a kill, will finally kill Kojic. And right now, Homeboys just seems to flip a switch, garnering themselves 3 kills. What a great start from Daniel there with the kick.
Yeah, massive start for Daniel. And of course, you can see Reza just focusing onto Kojic, eat a whole combo of Hilda. And then, of course, the kill onto Castle started it all.
Earth down. Look, man, the value from this last Insanity from Milk Beauty. Flying Cloud's going to bring everybody back. They're going to be forced to fight, most likely, as Castle jumps over the bravest fighter, and the Lamb should be able to find 2 on the stun, even with the flicker. A great play and projection there from Castle. Not sure if they're going to be able to look for more. Amal should be able to get out of this with that kit for the Suyo, and they'll maintain that mid lane, but the Lord is up. Dino might go ahead and decide to give this a call to take it. It's only Milk Cutie down, though, but he is a big part of the damage unless Reza gets taken out as well, and that's exactly what happens. Another pull from VERSO March. Now with the numbers advantage, they still got to watch all fronts here. They are starting this Lord. It's at half health. Daniel and Izanami on this other side. The opposite side here, they're going to go for the sandwich play. Daniel goes, trying to get Zeno. Zeno's so low, but Izanami is able to secure the Lord for Homeboys. And that is a tough one to see as VERSO time. They fought for it, man, but they unfortunately lost the objective.
My God, Izanami will eventually be the MVP of this game if Homeboys eventually wins. Because you saw that in the first turtle fight where they were able to shut down Zeno, it's actually the Lunox bomb, the Ruby DD play coming up from Izanami that we have not seen in a while. And this time he waited for the opportune moment. We can see through the replay. He's waiting and looking for Zeno, and they were able to eventually take him out. He just focused the Lunox bomb, the Ruby DD play, onto that Lancelot. And because of that, they were able to get a kill. Izanami is cooking right now.
Okay. World's going to be cleared out pretty quickly here. VERSO time, you know, despite how that team fight went, they're not too far behind. This is the first time throughout this game, though, where Homeboys has now bought themselves a pretty healthy lead. You know, 2,000 up to this point. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get this tier 2 here, as the clearing is still really good, too, for VERSO time. They're able to go ahead and kind of maintain these waves. And Homeboys has to be really careful on how they approach VERSO time, especially if they're going to do it under these turrets, right? Even when later we get to the holy defenses being up, they have to be crucial in how they approach it, just because, like I said, VERSO March, that Ruby can always mess things up for you. And even a traction pulse. So there's a lot of options that VERSO time could go with, but right now Homeboys has been fighting really well, and Izanami is actually one of the better performing Lunoxes that we've seen so far in the past few days here.
It's going to be up to how they scale up. Because I think that for now, you can really say that Homeboys have the lead. Eventually, there will come a time where VERSO time will have their one-shot potentials as well. Zeno will have so much damage with the Lancelot. You can see the Kimi scale up later on as well. And the question is, how can they survive Izanami? Because now, even with this item choice from Izanami, the Lantern is going to be so important against the tanky heroes, like a Lapu-Lapu, for example, or even like a Kacha. Eventually, VERSO will have to itemize this. Maybe your Winter Crown, Athena Shield, perhaps, a Radiant Armor somewhere out there, but you cannot leave Izanami just really hitting. That is a good play, by the way, from Castle.
Oh, the flicker forward. As soon as you mentioned Castle flickers forward, Landshaker's hit, but now they're dealing with the last Insanity once again. They disengage. They might go back. Castle not having that whole lot of battle spells used, man. Nearly every battle spell over here for VERSO time was expended. They're not going to have it for this Lord Dance. They are going to go for the turret, knocking down that tier 1 in the mid lane. See if they get in position here. This is a pretty big advantage, though, that Homeboys has. They have their battle spells, except for Izanami. But that's fine, because he can just brilliance if he gets in a tough position.
Yeah. I think this is the MO now for VRSO. Look for where Tsunami is.
Castle, low, jumps back in, gets the stun, and Daniel is gone. And now VRSO time. Going from Melcutie, also last insanity defensively. There's AOG. Gets the flicker out, so Melcutie still alive. They're providing the vision here with the res. Daniel, he's out of the picture, so it's 4 members of Homeboys. Can they stop this Lord from being secured? And will Amal be able to get an opening? It looks like he's going to be forced off, and they're just going to forfeit this one over to VRSO time. What a fight! Started up by what? Castle in the mid lane earlier on.
Can they survive Izanami? You mentioned how they should be the ones to look for Izanami before Izanami finds them. That time, though, VRSO was prepared. They have many members to peel for Castle eventually, and then they turned it around. They took out Daniel, which was so crucial to the initial fights for Homeboys. Daniel's role as the Cho is so important in this game for Homeboys. And without him, it's so difficult to start a fight, and they might take him down again.
Well, Castle's going to jump in, follow him through. They know he has an immortality. That's going to be Pop. He's gone. Daniel,
the timing.
He tried, man. Again, he had pretty much everything that he wanted, but VRSO Time's just got so much crowd control. They can, catch pretty much anyone at this point. So Amal's going to go for that cut. Try to delay this push a little bit further at least, but the Lord is making its way up top. VRSO Time will swing up to this top side. Potentially just taking these tier 2s out, but Amal's actually going to get a base turret. VRSO Time doesn't have anyone at the base, so a base turret taken down. Good macro play there. Last Insanity going to be used by Melcutie. Just trying to clear out this wave the best they can. Rez going for that back line if he can. Melcutie goes down though. Another pull comes through AOG, but on the backside, Amal goes in with a Soul Stepper, not able to connect, and now he's slow at being whittled down. Castle jumps it all again. The pull from March. VRSO Time is winning the fight.
Wow.
Lord finally goes down here, and look at the moves.
Wow.
Izanami's actually going to be able to survive that from Xeno, but who won't? Daniel and VRSO Time looking to take game 1 so quickly from Homeboys as the base is going to be worked on. They want the last kill. They won't get it, but they'll take game 1.